Did you know that making big deposits or traveling abroad could require you to file income tax return? Surprised? Most people think that ITR is required to be filed only when income exceeds certain limits, but it's not the case. Let's walk you through everything that you need to know about income tax filing for financial year 24-25. Important deadlines, penalties, and who must file income tax return. Let's begin with the important deadlines. The ideal time to file income tax return is after first week of June. This is the time when your TDS and income details will accurately reflect in your 26 AS, TIS, and AIS. Now, in case if you file early, you may have to file a revised return due to mismatches in 26 AS. And the most important part is the deadline, which is 31st July is the deadline for filing income tax return without any penalty. But with penalty, you can file until 31st December 2025. Now, in case if you miss the deadline of 31st July 2025, you have to pay 5,000 rupees as penalty if your income exceeds 5 lakhs. If your income is below 5 lakhs, you have to pay 1,000 rupees as penalty. Now, here's the big one. If you miss the deadline of 31st July, you will not be able to carry forward your losses. So, file your income tax return on time before 31st July 2025. Who must file ITR? Of course, you have to file ITR if your income exceeds the threshold limits. But there are certain situations where you have to file ITR even if your income is below threshold limits. If you deposited more than 1 crore in your current accounts, if you deposited 50 lakh or more in your savings accounts, if you paid electricity bill more than 1 lakh in a year, if you spent 2 lakh or more for foreign trip, TDS or TCS exceeds 25,000. In case of senior citizen, it is 50,000. And in case if you are a businessman, if your turnover exceeds 60 lakhs, in case if you are a professional, your professional income exceeds 10 lakhs, and in case you are a resident and you have a foreign asset or a foreign income, then also you have to file an income tax return. So these are the situations where you have to file an income tax return irrespective of your income levels. Now there are 1 or 2 other situations where you can voluntarily file it for your benefit. One is when you are eligible for a refund, of course you have to file an income tax return to get the money refunded from the government. Similarly, if you have losses to be carried forward, you have to file income tax return before the deadline, which will help you to offset these losses in the next year profits. Let's recap. Ideal time to file income tax return is after first week of June. The deadline to file income tax return for last financial year is 31st July 2025, and the deadline with penalty is 31st December 2025. And there are certain situations where you have to file an income tax return even if your income is below threshold limits. If you got a question, please drop it in the comments and I will try to respond. Thank you for watching.